Hello, everyone, and welcome to Immigration Talk Show, your go to source for all immigration updates, news, and thank you so much for joining us. Yes, welcome to Daily Immigration Dose, where this is hosted by me and my co host Sam. So she'll be joining us very, very shortly. But before she joins us, I have this very important disclaimer. And that is by watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. So, friends, welcome once again. I'm Napasa, I'm going to be your host. And without further ado, please help me welcome my co host, Sam. Hi, Sam. How are you doing today?
Hi, Napas. I'm doing great and I'm so happy to see you here. And how can we forget to wish our viewers a very happy Holi? In India, it's a very big festival. So, friends, a very, very happy Holi. Enjoy a lot and have a great time with your loved ones and have a colorful and safe Holi. I think that is also very important to wish our viewers.
So true, the Festival of Colors. So I really hope that folks out there are having a really fun time and celebrating this Festival of Colors. So happy Holi on behalf of Immigration Talk Show to each one of you and all your loved ones. So that said, yes, Sam, today we have another very interesting discussion lined up. It's the H-1B season, but it's kind of cold, it seems. So, yes, the demand is falling this year. And what could be the real reason behind it? Today we're going to discuss on all of that. And yeah, Sam, what do you think what do you think the numbers are also?
Yeah, actually, today the topic that we are going to talk is really shocking, because all the time we have been talking about H-1B, H-1B. And we never thought that forever in life, in immigration world, the H-1B is going to fall down. The demand will decrease, the popularity will decrease. So it's something really shocking for everyone. And that too, it's happening in 2025. So 2025 is bringing a lot of changes, and that too, a lots of surprises are also here. So, yeah, I would say that friends, stay tuned because this is another very important topic that you really need to know each and everything about it. That why the demand is actually decreasing, and that too in India, where the 70% of H-1B workers belong to, from India. And what happened, what can be the reason behind it? Stay tuned as we are going to break down each step one by one. And with that, it's also, we would love to have you guys here with us in this conversation. So you can participate here by dialing the number that is 425 And don't forget to put the access code that is 988888. So yeah, before diving into the topic, Nipasa, please go ahead and let us know more about the news.
Sure, yes, I do have an important news update. And this is, the green card holders have no indefinite right to stay. That's what is said by Vice President J.D. Vance. So Trump's gold card plans sparks debate. And yes, the United States immigration debate is heating up once again. As Vice President J.D. Vance delivers a strong message to green card holders. Don't let the word permanent fool you, he says. So yes, during an appearance on Fox News as well, JD Vance, our vice president, emphasized that uh, green card does not guarantee indefinite residency in the US, and that the American public ultimately decides who gets to stay. So he stated that if the president and secretary of state determine someone should leave, they have no legal right to be here. It's as simple as that, he says. So this statement comes from, as President Donald Trump unveils his controversial, well, of course, the gold card. We are hearing a lot about it, but still not very definite what it really is. So, yes, immigration proposal is on for the gold card, and it's a plan, allowing foreign nationals to purchase the US residency and a pathway to citizenship for $5 million. dollars. So, yes, President Trump claims his new system would help attract the top global talent, particularly from India and China, while also generating revenue to reduce national debt. So, this is another thing that is on the news. And what do you have to say about, Vice President JD Vance saying that, that the green card, and if you talk about permanent, the just the word permanent, it should not fool you. So let me know what you think in the comments also. And by the way, the gold card is expected to replace the existing EB5 immigrant investor visa, and it also aims to provide stability for highly skilled workers, who are facing uncertainty under the current visa system. So that's another thing. And of course, meanwhile, USCIS data also shows that the Indian nationals accounted for 72.3% of all H-1B visas that was issued last year, and also highlighting the ongoing demand for US work opportunities. So with these new developments, the rights and responsibilities of green card holders are under renewed scrutiny, you would say, because while they have the right to live and work permanently in the US, they must comply with all legal obligations to maintain their status. So yes, like I was asking earlier, what do you think? Should residency be more secure for green card holders, or does the US need stricter policies? Do share what you think. Drop them in the comments, or you can just join us on call. And you can do so by calling us on this number, 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. Sam, over to you for the next news.
Sure. Okay, so friends, I also have a very important news, and that's about US House Democrats press Marco Rubio for details on alleged voter turnout funds to India. So let's see what this news is. Two Democrats in the US House of Representatives Foreign Affairs Committee have written to US Secretary of State Marco Rubio seeking details of the alleged $21 million dollars spent by the US Agency for International Development on voter turnout in India. So they also asked for details on how the Department for Government Efficiency, that is DOGE, canceled the program and communicated the cancellation to stakeholders. The letter, dated March 13, 2025, refers to the $21 million dollars for voter turnout in India, an alleged program that was cancelled by Doge and that was led by a billionaire and Trump administration advisor, that is Elon Musk. So, Mr. Trump had repeatedly cited the alleged program as an example of wasteful foreign assistance. Mr. Trump's claim had also led to an uproar in parliament with the BJP and Congress trading charges. So the committee has oversight over the US State Department, and the authors of the letter say they had written to Mr. Rubio three times in February seeking details of the funding, but had not received a reply yet. The letter is signed by HFAC's ranking member, also Gregory Meeks, and the ranking member of its South and Central Asia subcommittee. The president's also said statement that including his unsubstantiated claim that the Biden administration used these funds to get somebody else elected. And this ignited a political firestorm in India. Citing examples such as the US aid had also provided for the setting up of IIT Kanpur, the letter says Mr. Trump's inflammatory statements had created suspicion around the development agency's work in India, a long lasting partnership. So, India right now, friends, is a key strategic partner, and sustaining this relationship requires skilled diplomacy, as the letter says. The lawmakers also asked Mr. Rubio for a response to their letter by March 21, 2025. So, this is the news from my end, and that too another very important. So, friends, what do you think about this? Do you think the relation of India and US are going to remain the same, or will some change happen? Let us know in the comments section. And with that, Nabasa, I think let's directly dive into our today's very hot topic. So, yeah, I think let's start with what's happening. So, let me start with what's happening right now. As today, the topic is H-1B demand falls in 2025 and what the number reveals. So, friends, right now in 2025, we are seeing something that's really surprising, and there's a big drop in H-1B visa application, and that too, especially from Hyderabad. That's a city in India where most of the people are having this dream to live and work in USA. So as they graduate or as they pass their 11th and 12th, they have this dream, that they are also going to settle in US. And that's what have been we have been seeing from a lot of time. But now this is a real shock. That is, Hyderabad has always been a major hub for H-1B applicants. But now the H-1B visa is actually not becoming that popular and actually decreasing the demand. So this year, things are very different. The interest in the H-1B visa is going down, and that's something that nobody has ever expected, especially not from a place like Hyderabad, where there are so many big companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and that's actually a hub for the H-1B applicants, right? So the demand has always been too high. And according to local agents and consultancies in Hyderabad, they have been saying that there's been a significant drop in interest in filing for the H-1B visa this year. So they are the one who are saying, who are giving us the direction kind of thing, that the H-1B applicants is less this year. In fact, some consultants also said, Arun Teja, a consultant who runs a consultancy in the city, have reported that they haven't received a single call about the H-1B file yet. And that's really shocking because from 7th March, the dates has been started and now it's 14th March. So till now, they haven't received any single call regarding their filing. So this is happening for the first time in the history. And also, it's honestly a very, I would say, a big shocking, not only for Hyderabad people or for Indians, but also for the US companies too. Because I think it's going to impact them as well. It's not only the Indian applicants who are going to be impacted in a very major way, but also the US people. What's your call on this, Nipasa? What do you think about it?
Well, yes, I mean, this is a small story of the small city in the world, Hyderabad. And I'm sure there are many similar, tech hub cities like Hyderabad where,
Mhm.
well, it's maybe happening, the same story is happening even there too. Maybe they are not very fascinated by H-1B anymore. And there could be many reasons, of course. Demand falling, maybe there's not a job in the US calling for them. Or could be just the fee hike as well, where the companies in US are also thinking not just twice, but maybe 10 times before filing for an H-1B for, an applicant. So the fee is really high. Talk about it, then it's no more just $10, it's $215. So
Yeah.
if and only if the company is very sure or they want a candidate to join them, only then they are going to spend that much, right? And that too for a lottery, because H-1B is still a lottery system. So it's like $10 lottery ticket, but now for that $10 lottery ticket you have to spend $215. So it's huge, and that's a
That's right.
very, very vast change, like a 200% jump,
Mhm.
you can say. So and I'm sure, like, there are many reasons why this drop has happened also. H-1B visas has dropped this year,
Yeah.
2025, for the fiscal year 2026, of course. And it could be several factors. The fee is one major one, I would say.
Mhm.
And otherwise, also because of higher scrutiny, and stricter eligibility also,
Mhm.
because if you USCIS, they have implemented tighter eligibility criteria as well, and increased scrutiny on applications. And this is not just for H-1B, but it's for everything. There's so much high scrutiny now, and you're going to be watched every step. Everything you do, including your socials, are going to be watched. I mean, imagine they are also asking for the usernames. So you can only imagine. And of course, stricter wage requirements is another one, and employer employee relationship rules is another one, and the
Mhm.
proof of specialized skills. So, and because of all these scrutiny, there's too much observance going on for
Mhm.
every step you take. And also
Mhm.
at the same time, on the other hand, you are also seeing a lot of RFEs, requests for evidence, and higher denial rates. They have
Yeah.
really discouraged some employers from filing petitions even. It's probably they're thinking, why go through so much hassle and trying, maybe, I don't know what would be the easier route for them, but I think they are thinking a lot about this. And
A
as
lot.
yeah, yeah, sorry, Sam, please.
No, no, I was just saying, of course, you properly mentioned some of the reasons that why the demand is decreasing, and I think the increase in registration fees is one of the major reason because Napasa, if we go through different news articles, then we are finding that there are so many IT professionals or there are so many great, I would say, applicants who really had 10 years of experience, who were highly skilled and really had a good salary. So, last year, I think from last 2 to 3 years, they have been applying for the H-1B visa, and due to some reason, obviously the lottery system, they are not able to move ahead with the next process. But this time, they are taking a step back. Though they think that they are properly deserving, they are the right candidate for the H-1B visa, and they are really going to contribute a lot in US economy, but still they are taking a step back. It's not because of they are not feeling that they are not highly skilled, or it's not because only of the process, but it's more about money this time because they spend 5 lakhs, I mean, overall consultancy and everything, by talking also to different agents and taking different consultation includes a lot of money. And that too, when the registration fees is too high, it's triple from the last time. And that too, there's no guarantee that whether if you're going to spend this much money, if you're going to spend millions and millions, then also there's no guarantee that you're going to get your H-1B visa, right? So it's very risky. And right now, people are just being little demotivated and they are being little disheartened because it's not possible for so many applicants to, just file the registration for anyone and pay this much amount. So it's difficult for them also. And that is what I think is the major reason why the demand is also decreasing. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
same here. I'm also thinking the same. And in fact, if until last year they were, vouching for say 50 or 10 employers, even this time, even for one, they have to think a lot. It's like that.
Yeah.
So they are,
Mhm.
yes, employers are also putting out like a probability, and they're only and only going to sort of it'll become like an investment, only investment, that too for a lottery, so they'll think a lot about that. And of course, I mean, if you look at last year for fiscal year 2025 also, we had
Mhm.
this change where it was made beneficiary centric, right? And also at the same time there were changes because changes in the lottery system, because H-1B registration process actually now focuses more on genuine job offers, and it
Yeah.
discourages multiple filings as well by the same employer. So this has
Mhm.
definitely reduced fraudulent applications also. So
Yeah.
now, I mean, the best thing, I think this is a fair thing and it's a good change. So now your passport number is going to be counted. So no matter how many filings or how many companies want you, you'll still be
Yeah.
counted as one for the lottery.
Mhm.
So I think that is a
That's
good change. But what is really, really, affecting this year's, I mean, for fiscal year 2026 is, I'm sure, the fee hike, the 215, the
yeah.
200% fee hike is no joke. So
Mhm.
I'm sure, like, and friends out there, if you really have anything to share, or, you want to talk about, maybe you are also planning to, enroll yourself for the H-1B lottery, but haven't as yet heard or haven't as yet thought about how to go about it, because it's like 1 week down already, right? 7th March, and today it's the 14th. And as we saw, like even Hyderabad, the consultancies in Hyderabad are also claiming that the numbers have gone down so much that it's surprising that nobody has even called to inquire even about an
Yeah.
H-1B. I mean,
Yeah.
inquiry doesn't cost you money, but nobody called even for an inquiry. So it's really surprising. I don't know how disheartening it is, but it is a surprise. So
Yeah,
I,
it's not, people are willingly taking a step back. It's that they have been forced to because they have no other choice left. I mean, what else they are going to do, right? They are not going to spend money from 3 years, 4 years, or don't know how much time they have been spending just for the sake to get a lottery system, right? So it's a very by chance kind of thing that luckily if it happens, then it's okay. Otherwise, all your money will be wasted. So already they were spending a lot of money, and that too when the addition has been happened, increase in the registration fee. So that's something. And also multiple registration. This time the multiple registration is also no more. So that is also the reason that why the applications are less as compared to the last year, and why people are not very much, going with the H-1B visa. So, of course, multiple registration was a big fraud, and that wasn't right, of course. But that is also the reason, friends, that why it was happening. And people were madly in love with, I would say, H-1B visa. They just anyhow want to crack that. And right now, it's not only the process that they are, not only because of the system or because of the process, they are taking a step back. Now they are kind of that a little disheartened, also a little demotivated. And of course, when President Trump has come up, he directly said that he's going to favor more Americans, right? His people, that's what he said. So it's automatically in our mind that, of course, the immigrants will be getting less benefit as compared to the US born people.
Right,
So,
that is there, but when you just look at H-1B, and the one thing that's very important is that there should be a specialty occupation or a job offer that is demanding you to come and work for the United States, right? I mean, for the
mhm,
company in the United States.
yeah,
So I'm sure that there are job opportunities or job vacancies, and they do need people, with specialized skills to come work for them.
yeah,
But if this is the scene, I mean, not just in Hyderabad, but everywhere else, then I doubt that, even the 60,000 or the 85,000 number is going to be met for just the registrations. We'll have better news soon in the coming days. And I really hope that, H-1B will still be H-1B. Of course, it's one of the most popular visas, so far up until now. But for fiscal year 2026, it just looks like it's sort of, lost its spark, so to say, for now.
right.
But yeah,
Right. Of course,
so
I think that's very well said. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, please.
No, I was just going to say hello to Sunita and also Rahul. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. We will take up your comments very, very soon. Just stay with us. And if you wish or if possible, do join us on conversation by calling us on this number 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. So also, I mean, there could be more reasons for, the fall of H-1B, fall as in like fall in demand. So higher cost for employers, like we were discussing. So I'm sure like maybe they are looking for alternatives like offshoring or even hiring workers on other visas, for example, say
Mm-hmm.
BL1 or O1 or even TN visas. Maybe they're not
Mm-hmm.
really keeping H-1B as an option anymore because it's falling expensive, overly expensive for them. So
Yeah.
if they want those people, working for them, maybe they're looking for other options, and this
Mm-hmm.
could be. Maybe we will know soon, Sam. Like, of course, when H-1B demand is getting less, are any other visas getting more demand? We will get to know that also very soon, I'm sure. So we'll just have to wait and watch for now. But yes, talking about more reasons, there could also be the reduced demand in certain sectors also, because there have been tech layoffs, economic slowdown as well. They have all impacted H-1B hiring, especially at this time of the year. And
Mm-hmm.
es- and especially when you talk about the IT sector, right? Because
Yeah.
companies are more cautious now, they're more careful about sponsoring foreign talent, when local hiring is also possible or preferred for that matter, especially like you mentioned just now that Americans first, especially with President Donald Trump coming into the picture and he making it very clear that Americans are going to be favored first. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this could be one other reason. And another main reason could also be, because some industries, they have shifted towards remote work models also, even if not entirely, but partially. And,
Mm-hmm.
or even hiring talent in countries with more relaxed immigration policies.
Yeah.
So that's also there in the picture. And then
Mm-hmm.
if you look at wait times also, the uncertainty also, if you talk about green cards or, you know, everything in the picture, there have been so much changes. And if you look at employment based green cards, especially for Indian and Chinese applicants, they have really discouraged H-1B applicants from pursuing US opportunities. And um, you know I mean, not just that. If you look at deportations, detainment, so many
Yeah.
things happen at the same time, right? Of course, the administration change happened, and
Hmm.
Trump has a lot of changes. But I mean, everything is, I think, affecting this lottery this year. What do you say, Sam?
That's right. That's right. I think that's absolutely a very important thing because it's not just one problem is there to make a decision or one incident that took place and people are just taking a step back. There's parts and parts, and it's like connecting dots. So many reasons: deportation and stricter policies, also America first, then multiple registration removing, and also the fees. So, of course, there are so many things, and that all issues, all pointers are getting to accumulated together, and then it's becoming a major reason, why people
Yeah,
are not moving towards the H-1B. So, of course, so
yeah,
many things are happening, and but majorly, Napasa, when the era of Trump 2.0 started, so we all were thinking that, of course, there won't be anything that would happen to H-1B visa category people this time. But as the times are passing day by day, we are seeing a lot of changes, and that too for the talent shortages also we can expect in the upcoming year. Because if there won't be H-1B visa people, then what else I mean, the tech industry is going to be, because tech industry is 70% H-1B visa people are there, applicants are there, right? So if they are only not going to be there, then what's going to happen with the US companies? They are also going to downgrade. So it's, I would say, directly proportional to each other, because if India is also raising so many skilled workers, then automatically, US economy is also rising. US economy is also getting better, and US companies are also getting better. So it's going to be challenged from both the ends. But I think, if Trump's administration has taken these steps, then of course they have some plan B to it. Because it's not possible that they are implementing these rules without having any plan B.
yeah, very well put, Sam. And also at the same time, with all these complications, especially with the immigrants and their visas in the United States, I'm sure people around the world are also thinking twice whether they would really want to go and live in the US and, get
Yeah.
themselves exposed to so much scrutiny and so much questioning, interrogation, and that fear all the time, that anxiousness that, hey, I'm going to be spotted, they're going to be asking me this, and what if I get detained or deported? you know of course, instead of choosing a life like that, they would rather choose maybe another country where it will be more relaxed for them and still pay
Yes.
well for their job. So let's see what
Right.
happens. You never know. There are so many dots, like you said, connecting to this. So I could say that there's not just one reason, there are many reasons for this. So
Many
that's,
reasons, and
yeah,
ultimately, whatever the reasons we are discussing, but we should also have this in mind that if in US there will be less H-1B visa applicants, then of course the companies are also going to suffer, and the tech industry is also going to suffer, because it's not possible without the skilled workers, because H-1B workers are highly skilled, highly talented. Without them, I don't think the Silicon Valley will remain number one valley, that may be, like, I would say, may affect in a negative way. And we can see a lot of changes in US economy, that what we can predict as well. But of course, Trump definitely have a plan B, and he is going to work on that, because he's definitely not going to compromise anything, in terms of US economy.
right.
So these are the things that we should think, and yeah, that's all.
Yeah, of course, Sam. And another question that comes to my mind is, about the H-1B. I mean, people already in the US under the H-1B program, who are already working as skilled professionals for many companies, huge tech companies as well, or other companies. Even they are feeling this anxiousness, right? And are they safe? How are they feeling? Is everything all right and smooth for them? I mean, if
Mhm.
only somebody could join us to tell us, how are they facing it. And this fear of getting detained or deported, that's another question. And, in fact, a little time later at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to have the show on the topic, can H-1B visa holders be detained? And we're going to try to understand immigration policies and the risks involved as well, with none other than attorney Isadora Velasquez. So do join us, and we will discuss more on this note as well. And you can also join us to discuss or to ask your questions at least. And yes, look out for that. All right. Maybe you can also put an alarm, or don't forget to hit the bell icon so that, when we have this discussion, you will be notified. So, once again, can H-1B visa holders be detained? That is what we're going to discuss today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time with attorney Isadora Velasquez. So, join us, and it's going to be very interesting because I'm sure people are also wondering if H-1B visa holders are facing problems out there in the United States. So,
Yeah.
yes, join us. Thank you.
Wow, that
And
sounds so interesting.
yes, Sam, you also, I mean, I hope that you will be able to join us. And
For
let's see,
sure.
maybe if we have more questions, especially even now, if there are any interesting questions, we can even address them, at 4 p.m. Eastern time in the show later. So, all right. I think we should also discuss more, Sam. So, what would you like to say about the higher application fees? Is it really, really helpful, or what do you think? I mean, this aim of accumulating the funds and using it for the debt of the country. What if there are not enough applicants at all?
Yeah, I think, of course, this time, as we have been having a lot of conversation with the immigration attorneys, so they have been saying that, of course, in 2025, for fiscal year 2026, we are going to see less applications. And for sure, we will see less application, that's no doubt. And also, we don't know exactly how is it going to impact the US. We are just assuming that it will be affecting them in a bad way, but we don't know exactly how is it going to. But if we talk about those countries who have a large backlogs and where the H-1B visa are highly in demand, like India, China, so I think, of course, it's becoming more challenging for them. There's financial burden also. There's career uncertainty also. And there's another very important news that DHS fraud has also cracked down. So where the OPT students are also, if they unknowingly getting involved due to any, fraudulent companies, then also they are being detained. So this is another reason that is a very strict policy. That's a very strict rule towards the students, because students are obviously they are innocent, they're naive, they are vulnerable, and they have nothing to do with something violating the law or involving in the criminal activity. But they are also getting the same punishment as what the criminals are doing. So this time, most of the immigration attorneys are also saying that. Try to avoid traveling outside the US or inside the US. Stay wherever you are. Don't try to mess up more and more things, because if you will try to travel here and there, then of course you may be like in front of everyone, and then you have to answer each and everything. What maybe you haven't done any mistake, but still, there are so many problems that's happening. So that's what, stay vigilant, all of you, and stay ahead with all the news updates that's happening, because that's how you're going to understand, right? So, yeah, I think these are the things that our viewers should also know. And these can also be the reason that why people are not, uh, coming forward for the H-1B applications. Yeah.
Right, Sam, there are many reasons. And I think, when we look at it also, there has been also an impact on H-1B demand drop, whether you talk about companies or Indian professionals. There has, if you look at it, there has also been, talent shortages and hiring challenges, because companies, especially in tech, whether you talk tech or even finance and healthcare for that matter, they are
Mhm.
struggling to fill positions that require specialized skills, whether it's in artificial intelligence, cloud computing, or even cybersecurity. And the stricter H-1B process really makes it harder, to attract and retain top talent, like I was saying a little earlier, leading to like a skills gap in the US job market. So let's see, it's a little early to say. Things have just started, rolling out right now, and there have every time you open your system, or once it's in the morning and you have your phone in the hand, there's so many news updates popping up, and everything new with the Trump administration, right? I mean, President Trump is really trying to make his mark, and there's not a day that he misses to give out or bring out new surprises. So I mean, immigration related, of course, I'm speaking. So there could be things happening. Let's see what will happen apart from, all these things. But really, there have been impact on Indian professionals as well. So because US job opportunities also have become fewer for them. Like I was saying earlier, maybe there's no job opportunity that is calling them for that specialized job, and companies in the US could be looking for options that could be easier for them, when they can locally hire, or
Mhm. Yeah.
they will look at other visa options, maybe really hire outstanding people in O1 visa. You
Mhm.
never know.
That's
Anyway,
right.
the more we discuss, the more it'll go on. I think we should just read some of our comments. What do you say, Sam?
Sure, I was about to say that only. Let's take Sunita one. Okay, so I'll take this. Sunita is saying that H-1B visa 2025 remains a vital pathway for skilled foreign workers to secure jobs in the US. That's right. But new policies emphasize hiring American workers first. That's right. And Napasa, I think from the very beginning of our shows, when we started, we have been saying that this time American first policy is going around, and it's nothing new. And it's not surprising as well. And the changes, of course, the decrease in the H-1B popularity, that is really shocking. But these things are not shocking. But let's see, Sunita, what happens. And next, you say the application process for fiscal year 2026 begins on March 7 with strict eligibility rules. Indian professionals who secured 72.3% of H-1B visa last year may face challenges due to rising scrutiny. Companies like Meta are under legal pressure for favoring visa holders over US workers. That's right. I think, of course, we can see, we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but let's hope for the best. And of course, this is a very difficult time. Lots of scrutinies are happening and challenges are there. And that too for Indian professionals a lot. So it's very hard time, but I think with lots of preparation, with lots of information, you can definitely make a change. So don't lose hope, friends. Please go ahead and try at least for the last time. Maybe this time you can get your success. So don't be disheartened. At least try for one more time because maybe, maybe it could happen. And we are obviously here to encourage more and more. We don't really like this thing that our immigrants are really feeling this sad and they're demotivated. So, friends, don't be disheartened and please be motivated. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel because we come up with very important news updates and with also live shows where we have a great conversation with immigration attorneys where they shares incredible information and very latest information regarding the immigration policies, also the scenarios that's happening in US. So that will be really helpful for you, and of course, lots of information will be there. So Napasa, please go ahead and take Rahul's comment.
Rahul's comment is interesting. It's, I think, a POV from China. The change in India US dynamic has been much in the news in China lately, he says. And many Chinese reports have been indulging in a narrative that India is worried about its ties with the United States. This is very interesting. Folks out there in China, if you're watching us, is this true? Are you seeing a lot of news like this? Let us know. And if so, I mean, yes, the changing India US dynamic, when we look at it, when especially Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited President Trump, it looked like they were having a fun chat and good negotiations. And we were
Mhm.
hoping a lot more good and how to say legal, immigration, because also at the same time there was deportation happening, and a lot of people who were deported were sent back to India as well, and two or three flights full of
Mhm.
people. So
Yeah.
I'm sure all of these things are affecting the India US dynamic as well. But from what the news had it seems like PM Modi was a very good negotiator and looked like they were both having good talks when you especially if you talk about trade and a lot of what do you call hiring immigrants right on legal visas. So looks like you never know what is really the matter, but it's crazy that India US dynamic is very much in the news in China. So thank you, Rahul, for that update. I think Rahul is in China. I would take that.
All
So
right. It's really interesting. This was, but I think
interesting.
Nepasa, that's happening. It's not maybe we are not able to catch that news more, but
It is,
in
yeah.
China, it is more about India-US relation, and of course, it will be because India-US relation have always been in like it's a very important topic, and everybody knows what's the relation
Yes,
going on.
especially around this time of the year where it's H-1B season, and
Mm.
a lot of Indians who are in different tech fields, they are looking to be
Mhm.
hired in the US, right? And it's really not happening so much like it used to.
Mm.
So it's a
That's right.
news making a news making news, I would say. So yeah.
That's true. That's true. And one side we can see that Indian immigrants are there who are really making India proud, and the other side are there the Indians who have been crossed the border and living there illegally. So it's like a balance of both. But that's how I think that can also be the reason if the India US are not having. I don't know whether the relations are not good or what the relation is, but when there will be something from the H-1B workers side, then I think, of course, it will impact the India-US relation in some conditions because that's very obvious. So I don't know, but that's all I can say. It's so hard to say right now anything because it's so many things that's going in our mind.
I mean, we're just assuming, speculating, and really hoping that things would be changed. And I'm sure, I mean, I can see so many friends out there watching us right now. Just like to let you know that we are going to be back with none other than attorney Isa Dora, and she's going to join us at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So do join us because we're going to discuss more on this note and if H-1B visa holders can be detained also. So join us on the discussion. And if you have any questions, also, please feel free to join us to ask them yourself. You can even call us, and the number will be the same. Do join us 4 p.m. Eastern time. You can hit the bell icon so that you will be notified about this discussion, and it's going to be a very interesting one. So don't miss it. All right. Thank you. Thank you for now. But yes, it's crazy. So early to say, but yes, the dates are on till the 24th of March, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So, for those of you who are in the process of filing for your H-1B, all the best and get the process done well on time and don't leave it for the last day, I would say. So,
That's
this is
right.
it, I think, Sam. Anything else you want to add before we leave?
I think, yeah, this time I'm really excited to see the numbers of the H-1B visa registration for fiscal year 2026. It's really shocking. It's really surprising. So everyone is really excited for the numbers, what's going to be, whether, of course, well, till now we are expecting not more than the last year, but let's see, it's 2025. Anything can happen. What you are expecting, it happens completely different. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I think everyone is really waiting for the numbers eagerly. and how is it going to be, what new things are coming. So yeah, everyone is so eagerly waiting for those things, and that's all. We already covered a lot of things, that how it's going to impact, also what was happening, and what can be the reasons behind of this. People are becoming less attractive towards the H-1B visa program. So today, I think it was really informative session. I really enjoyed, and thank you so much, Napasa, also for bringing up so much to the table. And thanks to our viewers, Sunita and Rahul. Please go ahead and join us on call. I know our viewers are watching us, but friends, please go ahead and dial this number and have this opportunity to have a call with us. That will be really great for all of us, and we'll really enjoy that.
Yes, Sam, and I think there are more people joining in, so I'd like to say hi to everyone. Please feel free to join us. You can also call us on this number 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. So before we go, I was just going to make another point, Sam, and that is the uncertainty for the existing H-1B holders as well. Though we spoke very briefly about it,
Mhm,
even those who are on H-1B and who fail to secure a green card in time, due to
mhm,
backlog issues, or maybe they face visa expiry and even forced relocation, which is a very sad scenario when it comes to the time
mhm,
of leave, just because of so much uncertainty. Also, there are people who are rethinking whether they should really go through this whole process, because of course there are strict policies, and it's really heightened.
mhm,
I mean, what you call anxiety. People have been so anxious, especially among professionals who are already
yeah,
working in the US, especially on visa extensions or waiting for their I-140 approvals, or there are dependents, where they talk about H4. So many people, they're all impacted. And what they probably do not like much is this anxiety, this anxiousness that they have to go through. I mean, yes, you secured this visa, you are in the US, you're living your life, you're doing your job, without anybody being able to point fingers at you.
mhm,
You're doing
yeah,
everything right, and yet you're still anxious. And that is not something anybody wants to live with, when you
of
think about a
course.
future. Yeah, no matter where you are, you would like to live freely. And since you're working hard and for bread and butter for not just yourself but all your loved ones, and there's
Mhm,
this, I mean, you know what I mean, the situation is not really nice pretty anymore. It's become very ugly. So I'm sure
mhm,
this could be the main reason that they want to avoid. And
yeah. Because I think, Nepasa, earlier what used to happen, the the one, those who really want to go to the US, they were just having this time to just get their lottery get approved, or I mean to get the name in lottery, and just after that to get the visa process approved. And after that, they have the surety that after all these process, they are going to have the US life, the life that they always, imagine to live in US. But now there's a fear, another fear that's rising, that what if even they get selected in the lottery, or what if even they get the visa approved? Then also there are so many people who are having this thing that they may be deported, they may be detained. So it's not this time, there's no surety, there's no guarantee that the one who got the visa approval are really going to get the permanent residency, or going to live, or going to work freely in US. Anytime inspections are happening, questions are taking place, random calls are giving to them, asking from them, and the students also, as I just mentioned, the students from OPT, if by chance they get into the fraudulent companies, then also they are being deported. So,
right.
so many, I would say, repercussions are there, and that too, the innocent people, they also have to suffer. So that is why this time people are really scared and they are anxious. It's not only about the process. Earlier it was just the process, but now it's more result, and
Yeah.
that too is like really tough and really shocking.
It is, and that is why probably they're looking for other options for them. Maybe not the United States at all. Maybe Europe, for that matter, or maybe Canada, or maybe Australia, there are, that is what people are thinking, I'm sure, like especially after what we recently saw just in the previous month, the deportations, right? And the
Mhm.
numbers are increasing daily. Um, there are so many things that the United States are doing, or whether I would just say the Trump administration is doing, putting in
Mhm.
forces everywhere possible to just, well, not have illegal immigrants, of course, but it's not just the illegal immigrants anymore. It's all immigrants. They are all, having this anxious life. They are worried. And even if they have all their documents right, they still don't
Mhm.
feel the same anymore. So I think that's one
That's
thing. So
mhm. Of course, that's true.
anyway, I think that is it. But once again, friends, I would like to tell you that do join us at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, because we are going to have Attorney Isa Dora join us for a very interesting conversation that is lined up for you. And it is about if H-1B holders can be detained. I'm sure there are questions in your mind, and many things bringing you this worry or this question: can H-1B visa holders be detained? And we will find
Mhm.
out more today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Do join us, because we are going to have a 1 hour discussion program with Attorney Isa Dora, an immigration attorney, and you would not want to miss out. So stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe to Immigration Talk Show. We are on YouTube, and we are also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check us out at Immigration Talk Show. So this is it for now, but don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, because we have a lot more coming on Immigration Talk Show. But for now, y'all keep on having a great day ahead. It's Mina Pasa and my co host Sam saying bye.